Previously on Trails for Daybreak, the party helped Elaine defeat a bounty monster, but it was clear something was on her mind. In the Black Lake district, they got into a fight with the bugbears, leading to Hayway and Van's Master bailing them out. Van's Master turned out to be Barkhorn, the ex-Dominion who gave his stigma to Gaius, and he joined the office in order to solve the Almata incident. However, the 4th Anguist and Enforcer Number 3 show up at the office to intimidate Arkride Solutions. It really is a shame we can't take Marielle with us. At least she's going there with the guild, better than traveling on her own. Yeah, sounds like they're planning to send a lot of people over to Oracion. Can't think of a better group for the job. Indeed, helping civilians is what they do best. Meanwhile, we're only going to avenge that handsome reporter guy. Were you able to get the matter settled with your school, Agnes? Yes, I told them yesterday I would be absent for a few days due to a family emergency. They've always been very accommodating of my family situation, although I've never taken advantage of it like this. I don't think anyone can blame you given the circumstances. It's still a black mark on your spotless record though. Miss Perfect's gonna turn to Miss Delinquent before we know it. As long as she doesn't sink to Van's levels, she'll be fine. I'm literally standing right here. You guys sure love to bicker, don't you? What of Miss Bright and your other friends? Have you informed them? Ren already knows. She's going to be helping the guild on this mission. She already left last night, so I expect we'll run to her in Oracion. Makes sense. Guessing she had to take some time off too then. Yeah, she told the school she received an emergency request to return home from the Liberalian embassy. I didn't get a chance to fill in Odette and Albert on what's been happening though. I'll make it a point to apologize to them when we get back. Sounds like a plan. Morning, y'all. Sorry you two had to get up so early on our account. Humph, we have to get the bistro ready for business anyway. Though tell me, why is the actress going with you? Oh, I'm going with them to assess the location for my next film. Yeah, that's it. I hope that goes well then. So I was hoping Yume would be able to get up and see you off, but it was just too early for her. We'll buy her a souvenir or two while we're out, so tell her to look forward to them. Of course, we'll do just that. I'm almost scared to ask why you have to leave for Oracion of all places, especially at a time like this. But remember, I'm holding you to your promise about that souvenir. Take good care of your people, you troublemaking buffoon. If you don't, even if one of them gets hurt, I'm doubling the run in your office. Ouch, you aren't pulling your punches, are you? Well, I'll do what I can to keep them safe. We'll pick the best souvenir money can buy. It'll put a big smile on Yume's face, guaranteed. We have not known each other for long, Mr. Zaman, but I can tell you're no ordinary traveler. Please make sure my tenants come back safe and sound. Of course, that's what I'm here for. In return, why don't we go for another round of chess when we get back? I would not be opposed to having more of that heavenly food of yours too. Nothing would make me happier, especially since our game last night ended in a draw.
Wait!
Albert, Odette! What are you two doing here?
Ren texted us. She said the two of you will be absent for the next 3 days. As soon as I got her message, I woke up Odette, and we called a cab and got here as fast as possible.
Most trains aren't running at this hour, so that was really our only option.
Now then, where exactly are you going this early, Off on another thrilling adventure with that scoundrel and his shady entourage? If you keep throwing yourself into danger, one day you'll wind up getting hurt. Or worse.
I'm sorry for worrying you both. I should have told you sooner. I can't promise it won't be dangerous, but I have to do this.
No! You don't have to do anything! I don't want to lose you. I mean, look at what happened to Cray. I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself because of your family. But if that's your only reason, if you're just risking your life for your dad's sake, then I won't let you go.
Odette. Agnes. I'll admit I'm doing this in part because of Dad. But that's not my only reason. Ever since I started this job, I've been exposed to people of all walks of life. I've accumulated a wealth of important life experiences. And I felt closer to my mother and grandmother than ever before through the things they left behind. It's all become just as vital to my growth as our day-to-day lessons at Aramis. I even go as far as to say it's become an inseparable part of who I am. So please, don't try and stop me. I'm not just going because of my family, or because of what they passed down to me. I'm going because this is something that I have to do for myself.
Agnes.
Ah. Whose car is that?
You're certainly up bright and early. About to depart, I take it?
Renee. The hell's he doing here? What? What, him? That's the guy who's always on the city screens. The president.
One must always be responsible when making critical decisions, and be acutely aware of their potential repercussions. I pray you took that into careful consideration when making yours, Agnes.
Of course I did. I am my father's daughter, after all. I fully intend to seize every opportunity to broaden my horizons and learn from my collective experiences. As much as it pains me to admit, I can't promise that I'll return safe and sound. But I can promise that I'll spare no effort to do so. The last thing I want is to sadden you and the friends I love so dearly.
Agnes.
Very well. Make the most of your connections while you're away. The CID is at your beck and call. There are many truths that lie dormant in the gap between ideals and reality. You would do well to seek them out. I will cover for you with regards to your absence from Aramis. You have 3 days, no more, no less. If you exceed that, I will send in the army. That is as far as I'm willing to compromise.
That's more than enough. Thank you, Dad.
I entrust my daughter into your care, Arkride. You would do well to utilize her services to the fullest. I see you've gathered a retinue of assistants and associates. I am depending on you all to keep her safe from harm.
No need to worry, Mr. Prez. Your girl's in good hands. We may skirt the rules of society from time to time, but we ain't about to break any labor laws.
I too will do all I can to ensure the safety of everyone here.
You have my thanks.
I will give you a call once you reach the city. I shall leave a certain other woman in your capable hands as well.
Always finds a way to saddle me with busy work. Anyway, that president is sure something. Definitely has the looks for the part. But he sure doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. The guy clearly cares about you, but he just won't come out and say it.
Well, he is a politician at heart. Evading direct answers is what they're good at.
Ah, darn it. I had so many arguments prepared, but now they've been blown out of the water. Just come back to me safely, all right?
Will do.
If anything does happen, just give us a ring, and we'll be there before you know it. Until then, please look after our friend.
Of course.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm really sorry for keeping this from you all. Your relation to Professor Epstein was plenty surprising as is. I never imagined your father was a huge celebrity too. It was real obvious you were hiding something, but damn, that's a hell of a bombshell. No kidding, I'm still processing everything. I get what you mean. I assume the decision to conceal your surname was made by the government. That's correct. It was part of a program designed to protect confidential state secrets. Claudel was my mother's last name. My real name is... You don't gotta spell it out. Had a hunch you borrowed it from your mom's side, though. Oh, really? It's been 4 years since my mother died now. Before that, even though my father was a politician in the opposition party, he was always just dad to me. But after Mom died, and especially after he announced his candidacy 2 years ago, we've been drifting further and further apart. That was followed by the surprise election result that I'm sure you all know about. After that, I enrolled at Aramis under my mother's surname. I wasn't expecting my childhood friends Odette and Albert to be there too, though. Dad's remained distant ever since. I suppose that's what led me to becoming so invested in the diaries Mom left behind. Which eventually brought me to Van to find the first Genesis. I think you all know the rest of the story from there. Anya's. So that's how it is. Both my mother and grandmother are still around, so I can't relate to that part of your story. But I can certainly understand being attached to your family's legacy. Oh. Yes, we seem to be much the same in that respect. Just so you know, I don't discriminate, so who your parents are ain't a problem for me. But so long as I'm paying you, I'm gonna be working you hard. I don't need your pops telling me to do that. Of course. I've got your back, Anya's. Man, how we end up being such a group of weirdos, myself included, I guess. The old man here's got something that draws in people like us. He's not wrong. You know I can see you all making faces in the rearview mirror like I'm some kind of trouble magnet, right? Especially you, Judith, you don't even work for me. Actually, I've made arrangements to pay her commensurate with the services she provides. Say what? I insisted on working for free, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. Oh, come on, Rosette. She's already rolling cash from all her acting work. That mirror was going to go toward a new bike kit for the car. Van, I swear, this dude only cares about the 3 C's. Cars, confections, and communal baths. So if I ever end up like him, please smack me upside the head. I think you may need to start keeping him on a shorter leash, Anya's. I'll consider it. On the way to Oracion, they came across several checkpoints put up to the emergency declaration, but shady had arranged for them to pass through. After a brief pit stop in Anchorville, they hit the road northeast. The city we are headed to was the capital of Calvard before the revolution 100 years ago. It has a population of around 280k people, making it the third most populous city in the Republic. Well, I'm surprised he was willing to trust his bike to Aaron. That's a lot fewer people than the capital's 800k and Longport's 550k. But man, oh man, this bike you got here is pure fire. I can't wipe the grin off my face. I'm glad you are enjoying it, but do ride with care. But I didn't get half that reaction when he was driving my girl. Guess even obsessing over something has its sounds, huh? I think your truck is nice and comfy if it helps. Now, we know that many other groups are also making their way to their destination. I am aware of Hayway and several Jaeger Corps, as well as the Grosvenor, the Papal Guard's secret unit. And the Papal Guard secret unit. You were in the Grosvenor if I recall, right? Yeah, it's an elite force affiliated with the Congregation for the Sacraments that primarily exists to recover artifacts. And then we have the Papal Guard, the Holy City of Arteria's peacekeeping force. So they have a special unit of sorts too. I'm not expert on them myself. Can you tell us a bit about them? Certainly. As you may be aware, the Grosvenor is a relatively small organization comprised of around 1,000 people. The Papal Guard is a force 30,000 strong that answers directly to the Congregation for Divine Worship. It took part in the war against the Empire. The relationship between the two congregations was strained even before that, but it's become more so after the war. Still, while the Papal Guard may have the upper hand numbers, the Grosvenor has significant advantages that the Guard does not, like the stigmas, Chief among them are the Dominions, the 12 knights that lead the organization, one of whom I used to be. Their power and the power of the unique abilities they wield is overwhelming. You encountered the 4th and 11th among them in Blacklight District some time ago. Their strength too is incredible. Incredible enough to match that pair from the society we met yesterday. For real? Damn. That red-haired woman seems so adorable to me. That weapon she had wasn't so adorable though. Gotta have some bite to stand up against the direwolf. Most people would be scared out of their mind. So wait, then the other hooded guy who was down there that day. He is Iscariot's second in command, Iscariot being the Papal Guard's secret unit I mentioned earlier. His name is Ashlad. He does not have any extraordinary abilities like a Dominion, but he is still a veteran in combat. He learned how to wield a battle mace from me personally, so in a sense he is another student of mine. Huh. With the Papal Guard being so big, I'm sure even their secret unit's pretty sizable, huh? And the Oathbreaker is probably right that everyone taking part in this has their own schemes in mind, them included. Likely so. If I were to speculate, I would say that the Groswearer aims to take Almata into custody and recover their artifacts. As for Iscariot, I believe they seek to destroy the artifacts or intercept their recovery. Oh shoot, what would they destroy the Genesis? As well as execute all of Almata's members, who have no doubt long been branded as heretics. Execute? So their job's to take out traitors and criminals. Sounds kinda like Heiwei's Xiangsho. I didn't think there were people like that in the church. The church's situation sounds complicated enough, and they're just a small portion of the groups we'll be facing. Once we arrive, our first goal should be assessing the situation on the ground, I suppose. I expect to hear what headquarters plans to do soon as well. I'll know for sure if there are any Jaegers or warriors in the city once we get there. Judging by how many people are going to be gathering there, I wouldn't be surprised if Abi and the rest of our people come. We'll have to see what we can learn from the guild and the CID too. As soon as we finish contacting everyone and learning all we can, we'll get right to work. Alright. Sounds like we're about to get real busy.
We finally made it to Oracion. It's easy to tell that it's a city with a storied history just by looking at these buildings. I believe I heard the oldest cathedral in all of Calvard can be found in the eastern part of the city.
You heard right. I filmed there a few times myself. That place is always swarming with tourists.
Oh, isn't there like a super huge castle here too?
There is a palace, yes, though it was left in ruins during the revolution. It's called Vashtar Palace, and it was once the center of the old Calvard kingdom.
Bet that's a decently popular tourist spot too. Wait, what's that?
That thing's called an orbital tram. It'll take you anywhere in Oracion. They're good for scenic drives, but they ain't exactly built for speed. I'd only hop on one when you've got time to kill.
Darn, there goes that plan. We can ride one the next time we visit.
I've come here a few times for work before, but I never thought I'd return under these circumstances.
I've taken the liberty to reserve 2 rooms for us at a nearby hotel.
Awesome. You're a lifesaver, Master. It's not always easy to book rooms on such short notice.
So the Mafia's new base is somewhere in this city.
We'll dig those cowards out of whatever hole they're hiding in. Let's drop by the local branch first, though. We should get our ducks in a row and secure manpower before making a move.
Good thinking. Better to act with caution than with reckless abandon.
While we're there, we should take the time to speak with the survivor. We may learn a thing or two from them.
Hopefully so.
Oh, yeah. Your folks are here, aren't they, Elaine? Are you planning to pay them a visit?
No. I'm only interested in handling the task at hand. And I believe our temporary collaborator shares my sentiment.
Indeed. I will assist you all to the best of my ability.
I've just confirmed that the top dogs of the guild and our young friends have entered the scene. We are still in the process of gathering intelligence on the enemy, but once our analysis is complete, I will be counting on you to do your part, Yin.
Naturally. Just so we are clear, though, I'm not a part of Heiyue, and I'm not doing this for you. However, I agree that we must do something about that weapon. It's a threat not only to the people of Calvard, but to the rest of the world as well. And I will do everything within my power to protect both my former home and my new one.
Oh, damn. Guess the so-called strongest guy who ever lived is joining the fun.
Indeed. And it appears our friends from our very own Shadow Legion are here as well.
They have stealth mode too?
There are a lot of powerful players here. We've got the Mafia, the Gardens, and all these other random groups. We have our work cut out for us, don't we?
On the contrary, I believe we could have this whole ordeal settled by the end of the day. But I assume you wish to use this rare opportunity to determine what direction this continent is headed.
Yep. Plus, I'll bet there's gonna be a lot of fun surprises by the end, so we should let this show run its course.
Can't say I'm thrilled about having another run-in with that freak from the Gardens. But I'm still psyched as hell for this thing. That Dante's guy sure knows how to throw a party.
Well, good host or no, that man is a veritable monster. He's almost as bad as our friend in the silly blue coat.
Hey now, I resent that. I'll have you know I'm a model gentleman. One thing's for certain, though. This is going to be a festival to remember.
Damn, the air around the city is toxic as hell. You aren't wrong. There are powerful foes all around us. I can feel it. Really? But the town seems so peaceful to me. There were a lot of tourists around as well. And that in and of itself is concerning, given what happened to Cray. So these tourists are all basically hostages. From what I heard, the state of emergency lifted after one day here. Anyway, we should call up the CID. Or you can call us.
I see you have arrived safely in the city. You were nearly on time as well. I'm impressed.
How do you set up hidden cameras in here? Well, never mind. What's the sitch, Rene?
We're still ascertaining the names and numbers of the enemy, but I have learned which organizations are there at present.
Why don't you share with the rest of the class then? We're all ears.
First, the Bracer Guild's Edith branch turned up shortly after you, and they were joined by some capable bracers from elsewhere. Then we confirmed the arrival of Heiyue's White Orchid Dragon and Yin, and they likely have a large number of Shangsho accompanying them. A few Jaeger Corps have joined the fray as well, the warriors of Kruga and Eisenshield included. The church sent 2 members of the Grossritter, as well as elite members of Iscariot. Ikaruga and Marduk were also dispatched to Oracion by their clients. Oh, and your clients are there too. They are likely lurking in the shadows as we speak. That's all I have. I shall leave the rest in your capable hands. I must turn my attention to the mountain of tasks that await me.
Oh, just hearing him fire off those big names from my win was enough to make me nauseous. And those were just the highlights. There's still the Nihon corpse and the Scorpions of the Hot, an established corpse from the Central East. The Dollar family's here too. They're the 3rd largest mafia in all of Calvard. Then there's the Stillwater Fleet and Zect Arms. One of them is a group of Sea Jaegers and the other is a new weapons manufacturer. What criminal organization isn't in Oracion at this point? You got me there. Can't say I've heard of the last 2 names though. But we're all too familiar with Ikaruga. I'll bet anything that white-haired girl is leading the charge. I'm all but certain that Marduk sent the elite unit led by Mr. Al-Fayed. I sent him earlier, so I'd say you're right on the money. I know for a fact that my people on Ida's corpse are here too. And the Republican army is making their move in secret. Just what is Almata planning? Didn't you say that they leaked their current location themselves? I did. They invited us all to this place, knowing full well that they were painting a target on their backs in the process. They must be lying in wait as we speak. I imagine we will hear from them soon enough. And then this carnival of theirs will truly begin. Oh right, the guy in the armor asked me to take part in the carnival. Is that what this whole thing is about? Yeah, I bet money on it. Oh. Why is it going off now? That can only mean... Everyone's ciphers are ringing all at once. No caller ID, I'm gonna answer it.
Greetings, my friends. I thank you all for taking time out of your very busy schedules to come here today. My name is Gerard Dantes. I am the head of Almata, as well as the man you seek to destroy.
Not being around the bush, is he?
I am thrilled to announce that every one of our invitees are in attendance. No doubt you all were brought here under different circumstances, but your end goals are the same. To lead us off in chains, or lead us to an early grave. We thought about simply settling this with an all-out war, but the collateral damage would no doubt be immense. And we would never involve innocent civilians in our bloodshed. At least not without an explicit purpose. So we went back to the drawing board, and we found a far more elegant solution. We decided to host a game. One that would make clever use of the sprawling labyrinth of underground ruins just below this city. The concept is quite simple. We will have you all engage in a fierce competition where you will proceed to slaughter one another like rabid animals. These ruins have existed since the days when this country was a kingdom, and when this city was its capital. They shall serve as the arena for our game. Once you have bathed in the blood of your peers, you will earn the right to challenge one of my pawns. Should you take all of my pieces, the last team standing will have the opportunity to checkmate me here in Vashtar Palace. That is the long and short of it.
He wants us to duke it out in the Battle Royale. They must be sick in the head if they think we'll play along with this insanity.
I should mention that participation is compulsory, so I would not skip out on this if I were you. That is, if you value your own lives, as well as those of the 280,000 innocents in this city.
That's a nuclear weapon. Just like the one that destroyed Cray. They had another one of those damn things after all. That must be the last of Professor Callahan's incomplete prototypes.
I trust that an explanation of this device's capabilities is unnecessary. This game has a number of rules that govern participation, the evacuation of civilians, and other such matters. Should anyone break the rules, the device will instantly detonate, sending everyone straight to the afterlife, whether that be heaven or Gehenna. Rule violations will be assessed on a case-by-case basis by an impartial surveillance system, which is run by this relic.
The Sixth Genesis. We knew it would be involved in some manner.
The device's judgment is absolute. Do not think you can pull the wool over its all-seeing eye. Should you wish to face me in battle, you must eliminate the other teams and conquer the game. It really is that simple. I do hope you will enjoy this carnival that we have dutifully prepared. I know that I will. Ah, and there's the noon bell. The game's first round will begin exactly 2 hours from now. Each team has been assigned an entrance to the labyrinth. We will send each of you a map with their locations momentarily. Once you arrive, you will need to search for a keycard that we hid near your respective entrances. And that about covers our overview. I look forward to seeing who I will fight at the end of these thrilling 3 days.
These must be the rules of the game and the map to the underground. Let's have a look at them right away. Number 1, the game begins at noon today and ends at 11:59 p.m. on November 22nd. At exactly midnight, Almata will leave the area and detonate the bomb. 2, none of the participating players may enter or leave Oracion, nor can they call on reinforcements from the outside. 3, any attempt to leak information on the game to the press or to the people of Oracion will result in the immediate detonation. 4, do not attack Gramheart Palace from the outside or attempt to infiltrate it by any means other than through the established game area. 5, at the end of each round, the new underground area will be unlocked with a boss assigned to each. The last remaining team can enter the palace. This guy's been playing way too many video games. This can't be happening. Unfortunately, it is happening. We really are being forced to participate in the Battle Royale. With the Genesis watching over us, we will have to comply and abide by these rules as well. Right, if it catches us breaking any one of them, the whole city will be destroyed. Our options are limited with the entirety of Oracion's populace being held hostage. Hey, wait a second, if the bomb detonates early, they'll get caught up in the blast too, won't they? No, these guys can teleport to safety whenever they want. Though even if they couldn't, I doubt they'd do this any differently. These guys are utterly insane. So this is how they plan to exploit the fruits of Professor Callahan's labor. How utterly abhorrent. I can't say I'm happy about how they're abusing the Genesis either. There are less than 2 hours until this first round begins. We have little time to waste. What should our next move be, Van? I say we get out in the field right away. We can't afford to just sit on our hands, not with what's at stake here. Eventually we'll need to make our way over to the entrance and grab our keycard. But first I think we should walk around the South District. It'll help us get our bearings and get some upgrades. And while we're in the area, we can visit the guild branch there too. Sounds like a plan. If these are all the rules, I might have an idea. A loophole? Is it going to involve Mare somehow? Huh. Yeah, if he's in the party, but I'm sure his equipment is like... not that great. Tell me, have we met before in another town? You all look rather familiar. I intended to take a trip to the Free Cities, but now my plans have gone awry. Customs is delayed due to that tragedy, so I'll be sticking around here for the time being. I'm reasonably familiar with Oracion regardless, so I'm sure it'll be a worthwhile stay. Thank you for staying with us. We're happy to serve you. Evidently, there's been a few shady characters around the city as of late. Nonetheless, it's our job to provide legendary service for our guests, no matter who they are. If I can help you in any way, you need only ask. Due to this tavern's popularity, the owner has higher expectations of us, and we intend to rise above them.
Do you have any preferences?
Spice some rare stuff. Welcome to our inn. If there's anything I can help you with, just give me a holler. I might just be a part-timer, but I promise I'm just as dedicated to caring for our guests as Norbert. I know what it feels like to be an outsider in this city, so I'm committed to giving a helping hand to any travelers that come here. I moved to Oracion to attend its music academy, but for a while I struggled to find work due to my Central Eastern heritage. Norbert didn't care about that in the slightest, so he brought me on board and made me feel welcome here. That's why I'm working extra hard to show my gratitude. It's been a while since I traveled up here from Orad. I can't believe the universe picked now of all times to send a Republic into a frenzy. I had some business to discuss, so instead of leaving everything to the vendor, I decided to come here myself, and then this happens. The consignees appear to be okay. Before I do anything else, I just stop by their place and make the deliveries. This inn was my first stop. Once I finish my break, I'll go see how our best customers are doing. Someone at the station was saying Edith's still under the state of emergency. Guess we're not going back to there anytime soon. Might as well just relax and enjoy our extended stay here. Work on foot the bill for lodging, so we don't have to worry about that, thankfully. I guess that's good, but are you sure we should be having the time of our lives when, you know, that horrible tragedy just happened? Come on, Mori, acting all depressed isn't gonna solve anything. If everyone in the world sat around and did nothing, who'd keep the economy going? Fair point, I was kind of bummed that our time here was so short anyway. But let's not go too crazy, we should spend in moderation. Sutton's right, we can't do anything to resolve the situation. Us acting all depressed won't help anyone. I don't get to come by Oracion all often, so we might as well make the most of this chance to see the rest of the city. I was able to update my company on our situation. I'd like to get back to the capital, but since that isn't happening, I'll just enjoy my unexpected vacation. The state of emergency has technically been lifted for Oracion, but the police have been ordered to remain on alert. Should we identify any suspicious individuals, or to keep them marked, but we aren't allowed to confront them? I don't know why Top Brass has ordered this, though I guess it's just not my place to question them. Welcome to Oracion, the city where tradition always lingers. Our world-renowned tramps happen to be one such tradition. Do you know our company once ran a carriage service? You can learn all about its storied history if you decide to board. Our trams are a pinnacle of elegance. They are a powerful means by which many experience the culture and history of our city. It's deeply unfortunate that the recent tragedy has cast a pall over the city, but I hope you can enjoy your time here nonetheless.
Splendid as you...
So, Grandpa, take a look at these photos I took. These are trains that run the Farbad-bound line. Check out that heat sink. And here's the Edith subway trains. Apparently they're using new models these days. Goodness me, these trains don't look anything like the ones I saw back when I worked on the railroad. Never knew you were so interested in this sort of thing. Taking after me, are you? Yep, I took some photos of them on a whim and got curious about how they worked, and then the rabbit hole sort of swallowed me whole. Well, it's always good to explore new interests. The curiosity is the key to discovering the wonders of life. Now, since you're back home, why don't you pay your parents a visit? With the times being what they are, I'm sure they'll feel better knowing you're safe. Fine, with everything that happened during my trip back, I bet Mom and Dad are worried sick about me. Let's meet up again soon. I want to tell you everything I've learned about cameras. I'm really glad my grandpa is doing okay. I need to check on the rest of my family too. I bet they're worried sick about me. I wish I could talk to Grandpa about trains more, but we can save that for later. I was very worried when I heard Edith was placed under an extended state of emergency. However, talking with my grandkid has put me at ease. If something were to happen to her, I don't know what I'd do with myself. The cityscape looks so much more grand in person than the pictures. I'm glad I was able to come here as planned. The hard work of the brilliant artisans is on full display. We're fortunate our ancestors saw fit to preserve it. It's like I've been transported back to the time when the old royalties still existed. It's an incredible feeling. It's a good thing the Calvardian revolutionaries left this place intact. It's such a beautiful city. The nobles back then were rotten to the core, but there was no need to punish the artisans for the sins of the upper class. The revolutionaries must have saw the value of preserving that history for future generations.
A good look around.
Welcome. Will you like a delicious Oracion confectionery? I know people are down after that horrible incident, but I don't want our city's visitors to be sad the whole time they're here. My store's sweets are very popular with tourists. If they can help brighten people's moods, I'd be overjoyed.
I'm proud of all my wares.
Remember your time here.
I finally got a part-time job, but that means I have to work in the evenings now, which is when I usually do my homework. I joined Oracion University because it's a prestigious college, but man, the tuition is killer. And I've got rent and other cost of living expenses on the top of that, so I've only been born to a rich family. Hey there, looking for some handicrafts to remember your trip by? Well, you've come to the right place. We've got everything from fine art made by noble artisans to popular souvenir goods, all at a low price. I've got something for customers of all stripes, so have a look around.
Well...
The department store sells souvenirs too, of course, but their prices are through the roof. It's up to you where you want to blow your wallet on one thing or get a whole bunch of goodies from here with mirror to spare. One of our biggest draws is that each tourist can pick out and choose what they feel is right for them.
Hello there.
Gator skin wallet. Ceramic coin, okay. Is it true that the village was destroyed? Oh, what a frightful age we live in. We've always had the occasional terrorist incident or uprising, but nothing so extreme as this. People like us may very well become the next victims. How horrifying.
Ooh, there's the opera house. I've always wanted to take a peek inside.
Looks pretty different from the theater back home.
As soon as we accomplish our objective, we can come back and watch one of their performances.
My pure-blooded patriotic comrades, I implore you to think long and hard. These immigrants have been flooding in from God knows where, and they are taking your jobs and trampling on our pride. And now these vermin think they can etch themselves into our cultural history. Are we going to stand here and let them take the center stage of our opera house? Will we let them rewrite our culture so that it bends to their inferior traditions? I say no. Join me, my Calvardian brothers and sisters. We will eradicate this cultural infestation before it grows beyond our control. Welcome to Oracion's Opera House. I know the recent tragedy is still looming over us, but I encourage you to see one of our performances. Opera houses are on the decline due to the rise of movies, not to mention those pop tunes are all the rage of the youth of today. The world is moving on from opera, it seems. What a great loss that will be to the Republic. We must prevent such a future from coming to be. Those of us in the old capital must enlighten the people of Calvard to the best of our ability. What a wonderful performance that was. Indubitably, opera truly stands at the height of all art. Films cannot ever hope to match it. Do you hear that Oracion has its own theater now? Apparently everything shown there is utter trash that's aimed at uncultured simpletons. That's hardly a surprise. Film directors and script writers are just hacks masquerading as artists. But they are far less detestable than the actors. They are nothing more than talentless failures who lack the skills to be cast in opera. Standing right there, oh boy. The fact that people can enjoy these degenerate works is unfathomable to me. But I suppose our government is to blame for that. They ought to provide better cultural education. Movies will cause the youths of today to become desensitized to reality. Many will turn to lives of crime or try to attempt the impossible. What a terrifying prospect. Let us hope that true art will spread once more and put a swift end to that abominable medium. I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. Where do these people get off insulting everyone left and right? This isn't 1175. We're in the 1175. We're in the 13th century here. What kind of ancient relic has this much beef against movies? Calm down, Jiv. What they're saying ain't cool, but you don't want to make a fuss and end up blowing your cover. I know. Wait, we aren't... Your hair's not dyed this time. I'll bite my tongue and use this experience as fuel for honing my craft. I'll change their minds with my acting.
Well...
The only skill a movie actress must possess is having a fair body. All they are good at is arousing stimulation in lustful men. The same goes for the so-called idols I hear so much about. I'm told their nice scandalous outfits expose a great deal of skin. When I was young, we had a name for such people. Harlots. It's only a matter of time before children imitate the art they see on the screen and commit horrible atrocities all over the world. That goaty person ought to be locked up when that happens. His violent, lubricious films may spell the end of civilized society as we know it. Calvard has fallen. Billions must die. That's what a lot of these guys are saying, huh? It sucks that I missed the film festival, but maybe I'll be able to see the EGC this year. So, Paulina, have you ever heard about the EGC? Yep, the radio said it's a big festival with models, but the radio also said it might not happen this year. Yeah, but we can't give up hope. Those models worked really hard, so surely they'll still run it. I'll go check to see if it's still on. Okie dokie, I've never seen you this excited before. It must be super fun. Maybe I'll get to meet a famous actress or a model. I heard that Elaine's back in town. She's the pride of Oracion. She's just as beautiful as all the top models, and she's super strong and cool to boot. If she really is back in Oracion, I'd love to catch a glimpse of her. Will I meet a famous model or actress at the EGC? I'm kinda scared to go there, but I can do it if Tieta's with me, I think. I've never thought we'd bear witness to such an unprecedented act of terrorism. The Royal Guardian will not rest until we find and deliver the truth behind the story. We pride ourselves on our long-standing connections, you can trust our credibility. We're certainly more reliable than some third-rate gossip rag like Meld. I've heard of the Royal Guardian. They're an old Oracion news company. From what I read, they took heavily royalist stances prior to the revolution. Yeah, and they still lean conservative. They don't explicitly promote racial discrimination, at least. He's right about one thing, though. They're well connected with like-minded local big shots in the business and political worlds. Honestly, I think their articles are junk. They write on and on about how movies aren't art. What a bull. That aside, it seems they like they at least have a sense of danger they're in. I thought I saw a serious-looking reporter woman come out of the guild. I didn't recognize her, but she didn't seem like the gossip rag type. Perhaps she's with Eaton, or maybe Tyrell. Either way, I should find a chance to speak with her so we can exchange information.
Let's see what we've got.
Doesn't look like there's any good info here. Huh? That was a blue event, so it's not entirely mandatory, is it? I don't see any 4 SPGs on the board. That's weird. I thought the society was spreading the word that I'm in town. Maybe they'll start rolling in soon. Not like we can deal with them today anyway. The game will begin soon. We aren't sure how much time we will have in the evening. Got a point there. Guess we'll just have to check back tomorrow. Let's just worry about making it through the first round for the time being. Right, we need to prepare for the game. Good morning. Are you from out of town? Will you mind if I ask who you are and what you're here for? Sure thing. I'm just an everyday laborer from Edith. I was employed by Anchorville to help with moving things over at the midway point, but then, well, yesterday happened. I knew I wasn't going to be getting back to Edith anytime soon, so I dropped by here. Figured I'd take up some cleaning jobs while I'm in town. Understood. Thank you for your cooperation. We're on the lookout for suspicious individuals, so we're on high alert. The state of emergency has the top brass in the state of panic, and we have no idea why. Anyway, sorry to take up your time. We're just doing what we can to keep people safe. Yeah, though I'm not sure I understand their orders myself. They told us to identify and mark any Jaegers sighted in town, but we aren't allowed to take any action against them. It's very peculiar. Sure wish I knew what the people up top were thinking. Just as I suspected, they've opted to keep the local forces out of the loop. Renee probably had a hand in that. Makes it easy for us to go about our business, so I'm not complaining. I wish I had a clearer picture of what's going on, but it's obvious that something's up. I better keep a close eye on the streets. One way or another, there are some duties that only we can perform. We'll do everything we can to keep the peace. The entire country is in a state of emergency, and these orders have left us more than a little puzzled. Also, one of my coworkers in the North District is going through a hard time. It's just one weird or bad thing after another. I imagine Officer Kraken is having a hard time concentrating on her work. I hope she'll be okay. Welcome to my workshop. You guys travelers? Now there's something I don't see every day. Most of our customer base is upper-class citizens, and they always ask for repairs on decorations as well as custom-made orders on occasion. If you want any custom work done on your weapons, or if you need simple fine-tuning and maintenance, I'm your man. I've also got weapons of my own in stock. People mainly buy them for sport hunting, but they're as good as what you'd get from a real specialist.
Okay.
We've been doing this kind of work for generations, well before the Orbital Revolution, in fact. Let me know if there's anything that catches your fancy.
First, I will need a summary of everything that's happening in the surrounding area. We'll also need to touch base with the local police. The CID has ordered them to work with us. Bear in mind, though, they likely haven't been informed of the game, so be careful not to leak anything about it. As for the underground...
Ren!
Oh, hello. I'm glad you all could join us.
Hi, everyone!
So you guys are getting right down to business too, huh? I knew Almata wasn't going to make things easy for us, but they've turned our expectations on our heads yet again. Been a while, Roaring Lion. I'm happy to see you're still alive and kicking.
Same to you, friend.
You two know each other? Should have expected that. He probably knew my master through his own. That's about the short of it. Just to be clear, though, I thought he died 3 years ago, too. Anyway, Ren's gonna be serving as our supervisor while we're here. She's also a liaison between the guild and the other factions in the city. We figured she'd be a perfect fit for a job. I feel much better with her on board. She was a big help during the war 2 years ago. I do feel a little bad, though. She has a lot on her plate. I certainly have my work cut out for me. Almata's sadistic scheming isn't making matters any simpler either. But I'll manage. I'm quite proficient at multitasking, so this was well within my capabilities. We're lucky to have you, Ren. You go get him, Tiger. Wow, you've got a lot of racers for this op, huh? Even that Gekka tomboy's here. How's it going, girlie? Not in the mood. Sorry, we're all a little on edge right now. We just lost one of our people today. What? 2 bracers were exploring an underground labyrinth and they ran into Almata, who were likely in the midst of preparing for the game. They managed to bring back some valuable intelligence, but at a steep cost. One of them was badly wounded, and the other passed away this morning. That's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that, you guys.
I just finished getting ready, Jin. Oh.
Elaine. Hey.
I had heard you were in the city, but I didn't expect to run into you so soon.
I take it you've been worried about me after what happened yesterday. Well, don't be. I'm fine now. With the stakes as high as they are, I can ill afford to be reckless, nor can I be too caught up in the past. I hear you there. How about we let bygones be bygones then? Yes, let's. Since you are here, I'm sure you fully intend to dive headlong into the jaws of danger. Normally I would suggest that you not take your assistants on that journey with you, but seeing as there is no safe haven here, I will only ask that you and your friends be careful. Of course, and you do the same. We should probably get going, you two. Sounds good. Up to the underground then. We will be counting on you all to handle everything up here. Understood. We won't let you down. Watch your backs out there. I'm gonna get to work too. I may not be able to keep my editors in the loop about all this, but that won't stop me. If Dingo was here, he would do something about this. If you need my help with anything, or if you want to talk, you know where to find me. Thank you. We'll be sure to take you up on that if we need to. Perhaps we could ask the messages we received from Almata all contain the same information, just in case. Oh, hello. You must be Arkride Solutions. I've heard much about you. The Oracion branch is currently on high alert, though. That isn't being publicized. Nonetheless, a bracer had already lost her life in the line of duty. If you don't mind me asking, who passed away? His name was Ewan. He was a young bracer who only just got promoted to B rank. He had a bright future ahead of him. He was working alongside a veteran bracer who was severely injured in the attack. So he was the same rank as Clausel. Guess whoever they were fighting was a real monster. Indeed, we'll have to put the information Kirchheim brought back to good use. Oh, speaking of which, he made an odd comment earlier. He said they went up against an enemy that they couldn't defeat. They wailed on it for a long time, but to no avail. I figured I should warn you. Oh damn, thanks for the heads up. Should we run to such a thing, we'll be certain to make a hasty retreat.
Well...
I thought we were prepared for whatever Almata could throw at us. Clearly we were mistaken. We must bring this crisis to a swift conclusion. That's the only way we can make it up to Ewan. Remember to stay away from that enemy they couldn't defeat if you can. We don't want anyone else to be killed out there. No description of that enemy, though. Naturally, I have my reservations about you being involved in this game, but I'm willing to follow Elaine's lead. Let's put our differences behind us for the time being. I'm on board with that. I'm glad you understand this ain't the time to be engaging in pointless antagonism. Yes, I get it. Ewan wouldn't want me to get wrapped up in a meaningless fight, nor would he want me to cause trouble for Elaine. Oh, is that Ewan the one who passed away this morning? Yeah, we joined the Bracers around the same time, but he got promoted to B rank a little before I did. Renton and I were always stuck playing catch-up with him. Just when I finally managed to narrow the gap. Sorry to hear that, man. One way or another, I have faith that Elaine and Jin will find a way to resolve the situation. To ensure they can focus on the task at hand, I, along with everyone else here, will handle everything on the surface. We're giving it our all, and I expect you'll do no less. Are we clear? Crystal, that was my plan all along. Oh, by the way, I wanted to ask, does Elaine seem off to you? I heard you two went out drinking the other night. What do you mean? Never mind, if you didn't notice anything, it's probably nothing. Still, I can tell something's on her mind. If you notice anything strange, let me know. Will do.
Well...
Laha and I will be doing requests and intel gathering with the group that's come from across the Republic. Honestly, I'd rather be helping Elaine's Jin on the battlefield. But if they need me to hold down the fort here, I'll gladly do so. Hey there, Spriggan. It's been a while, hasn't it? I've been hearing all about your exploits since Longport. What's up, girl? Don't what's up, girl me, Aaron. Anyway, we were all called here to deal with Almata, so I figured I'd bump into you all at some point. Everyone here's in this cigar. We've got your back. And we've got yours. Elaine and Jin may be the ones on the front lines. We ain't out of the danger. Careful out there. I heard Hayway's going to be a part of the game too. I wonder what they could be scheming. Well, that doesn't matter now. Fact is, we've got a common enemy now, and that's Almata. Hey, what's up? I wasn't expecting to run to you again so soon. Definitely not under these circumstances. Thanks again for your help back in Longlai. No problem. Also, yeah, I didn't think I'd bump into you here. This kind of high-stakes gig ain't normally your thing, is it? Nope, but duty calls. Drusilla heard they needed capable bracers and recommended me. Well, as long as I'm on the service, we're cool, though I haven't taken on requests in a big city like this before. But I'm not gonna question the guys at HQ, just gotta trust in them and do the best job I can. Well said, and if you want my opinion, I'd say you're more than qualified to handle the biggest of big cities. With skills like yours, you've got nothing to worry about. Oh, this is the guy from Longlife, so he's Eastern. I think I've heard about this guy. He might be from one of the Northeast tribes. I didn't have to deal with Almata back in Longlife, so I never knew they had so many screws loose. Who'd be crazy enough to bring Jaegers and bracers together and say, okay, now fight to the death? It's pure insanity. If I knew things would turn out like this, I would have turned down the recommendation without a second thought. Well, now that I'm in this mess, I just have to trudge through it. I may be playing the guild, part of the guild supervisor, but if you need any assistance from me, I'm more than happy to help. Although depending on the request, I may have to do it on the sly. Thank you, Ren. I'm sure we'll take you up on that. Her info network's so vast it's almost scary. If she's offering, we might as well make use of it. I'm offering in part because I owe you, but I also simply like what you do. You're free to make use of me as you see fit. If you need help, you know where to find me. Ewan, I'm so sorry. I'm only here because you protected me. He only did what he thought was right. There's no need to be sorry. We're just happy you made it back alive. We'll handle things from here, Kurtheim. You just focus on getting some rest. Lahad, take care of Oracion and Almata. He's asleep now. Yeah, he had 6 broken ribs and several lacerations. It's a miracle he escaped on his own. Before he and Ewan were ambushed, they were looking into something in the labyrinth. Apparently the nuclear weapon isn't the only thing we have to worry about. Almata brought in something else, but we don't know what. That's our warning to you, so try to make it count. Of course, we'll put a stop to Almata's plans. Nice of you to worry about us. Is that why you let us listen in on what he was saying? Who can say? Let's all do our best out there. We'll make them pay for what they did to Ewan and save the 280,000 citizens in the process.
Well,
I've checked in on him, so it's time to head on out. I'll be part of the ground forces for now. Depending on the situation, though, we might see some members changes. This will be a tough one, even for the A-rank racers here. Be careful out there, you guys.
You'd expect the old captain.
I'm not allowed to report anything going on, but I know that wouldn't stop Dingo from trying to help. There has to be something I can do. Yeah, your investigative notes may actually come in handy here. The city might be hiding a thread that unravels this whole mess, and a competent journalist like you could sniff it out. Wait, are you actually complimenting me? Who are you, and what have you done with the Van Arkride? Hey, come on, I can dish out some praise from time to time. Really though, despite how Dingo acted, he had a ton of respect for you. And I put a lot of stock in his opinions. You say that, but Dingo would always try to slip away whenever I was in the vicinity. I know you're right, though. He was rude sometimes, but I respected him too. To the bitter end, he fought to deliver the truth. He was a hero. Yeah, he was. Now it's time for you to pick up the torch. But keep in mind, that doesn't mean you gotta do things exactly like him. He'd want you to make the most of your strengths. Not like you need me to tell you that, though. Right, I know he'd want me to follow my own path. The truth can run, but it can't hide. If there's a lead that'll help us move forward, then I'll find it. I think I'll start by asking what the citizens think about the situation. Then I'll look into what the police are up to. A good reporter never underestimates the value of mundane conversations. Leads often crop up where you least expect them to. Okay, let's just head into here. This must be it. Our keycard's waiting for us just on the other side of this door. Wow, this place is like right next to where we're staying. Convenient. We received instructions on how to open the door, yes? Yeah, it came with the message we got. It's similar to how I opened these kinds of doors back in Edith. I take it this is the Mafia's work too, then. Probably. Either way, we don't know what we're gonna run into in here, so be careful, you guys. That is one very large door. So I'm guessing this is our way in. Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of fighting on the other side of it. This device must be our keycard scanner. We got a couple of side paths too, and I sense monsters on both of them. This place is big. Actually, judging by how sound is reverberating in here, I believe this area in particular is quite small. And it won't take long to explore every nook and cranny. Let's hop to it. This will be a cinch with Master's help. Couldn't ask for a better ally than the head of the Kunlun school. Looking forward to seeing you in action again. And I'm looking forward to seeing how much my pupil has grown. Or chiasms.
A gift from above, perhaps.
There! Come on! How's this? There! There!
One blew up. Nice.
Activating skill.
Wide open! They flinched!
Activating skill.
I didn't even break a sweat.
A 5-star performance, Judith.
Hellfire Verse. I'm running low on step. I probably shouldn't have spent so much on Burgard.
I smell treasure.
Engaging enemy.
There! Eat this! There!
We aren't done
There! There! They flinched!
Attacking target.
They flinched! No! Catcher, your turn! Gotcha!
Oh, these figures look excellent.
My compliments, Katra.
Titanium Charm.
Holy shit, you don't screw around, do you, Gramps?
Eat this!
That's my master for you. He's always been a beast, but he still keeps one-upping himself.
Attacking target.
I could say the same for you. I'm not the only one who has honed his craft.
Zypha, activate!
Judith! Activating skill.
Here I go.
Engaging skill.
There we go!
The elements are in our favor.
I'm impressed, Bearguard.
Freeze 2.
It should be safe for now.
Good work, Agnes.
Okay, that makes up for some of the massive amounts of Zeppo I spent. Man, I feel like I'm not gonna be able to beat to get all slots unlocked by the time I beat the game, if I ever beat it. I usually don't like having 2 melee characters at once, but I want to see how Bearguard does in the turn-based fight. Oh my! Watch out, everyone! That one means business. I believe its placement here, a dead end, is deliberate. I'm inclined to believe we have to defeat it to proceed with the game. Yeah, that's probably how we get our right to participate. Then let's cut it down to size.
Deploying shards.
Okay, get a 0 Art's turn.
Time to close in!
Use a shield.
Van!
This Van's gonna do some tanking, and I'm gonna have Bearguard accompany him.
To get the upper hand! Pressure him and move it!
Here goes. This'll hurt. Over here! All for you!
Not while I'm here.
Oh, you're kind of far away, Van. Lion's Roar, self-buff, impede vigor. Sure, I guess.
Please, Judith!
You'll never get it. There's nothing I can't swipe. Grimcat, coming your way. Now or never.
Okay, deal force.
Activate.
I'm going.
Okay, aim. I don't have the good stuff equipped right now, but whatever.
Initializing drive.
Oh my goodness, it's an AoE that hits everything on the field.
You'll be sorry.
That's slightly unfair.
Make it count.
It canceled my casting too? No, I still got it. Okay. Lost Mobius.
Zypha, activate.
Activating Tron!
Judith! There!
Yeah! Capture, your turn!
Activating skill.
Here I go.
Okay, that added quite a bit of space damage. And now we can attack together as master and student.
Make it count.
Activating skill.
Have some more.
Oh my goodness, it hits everyone.
Now or never.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Eat this.
Judith.
Activating skill.
Catcher, your turn.
Activating skill.
Here I go.
Activating skill.
Cosmos, Holding Ruin, Celestial Impact!
Never mind, died. I was hoping to get a second one in. It was kind of a gamble because I had Carabia on him, and that's a glass cannon holocore. Done, done. Oh, and look at what it dropped. The Keycard. That's gotta be our Keycard. Perfect, we can use it to open the door then. It looks like a standard issue security card, but has a fairly modern design. Fascinating. Look, the Genesis is reacting to it.
Keycard acquired. You have been registered as Team Arkride Solutions.
Wait, what? How'd they know we were the ones who picked it up? The hell, I don't see any cameras around. They hidden or something? They had that artifact that can keep surveillance. I don't think so. I'm thinking this is just part of the Genesis's surveillance system. I'm with the same mind. In this case, I believe it's confirming we obtained our keycard. A plausible hypothesis. We already know that system is designed to be the keeper of the rules, but I didn't realize it could monitor us so closely. Yeah, with that thing following our every move, the bomb could go off the second the rule is broken. Hey, don't get all doom and gloom on me, you guys. As long as we play by the book, we'll be fine. Though I bet we can find a few loopholes here and there too. Don't forget, our boss man's a loophole finding master. Good point. Hey, that feels more like a diss than a compliment. So you're not wrong, and I'm idea generating as we speak. Can't wreck my brain over it too much though. If we sit on our asses, we'll be having a date with the gods tonight. I'll come up with something though. We'll find a way to outwit them. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Either way, we've got the card now, but we can't use it just yet. We may as well head back above ground for now. Or should I grind more because I'm poor? Yeah, having two frontline fighters, I guess in that battle, because the enemy had so many arena hitting moves, it didn't really matter whether or not you split the labor between the frontliners and the backliners, huh? Yeah, and it did not. It would not make a difference if I replaced Bearguard with a mage type. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails Through Daybreak. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.